Gorgeous women in entertainment really seem to trigger snowflakes on social media, and since Marvel Rivals had released, there are so many individuals who are very upset by the fact that there are attractive characters in this game, and now they're adding Black Cat, and man, oh man, are these people freaking out saying if you like pretty women, you're a porn addict, you're a degenerate, and you're a gooner. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I think it's perfectly fine to want attractive characters in your entertainment. Beautiful, sexy, feminine women, hunky, masculine men. These are not things to be offended by. And if you are, I think that you are brainwashed by the feminists of social media. Maybe you're reading a few too many The Mary Sue articles. Maybe you are actually falling for propaganda online. The only reason we exist is because, newsflash, people find each other attractive. And newsflash, it's not a bad thing to find characters in a video game that are fictional to be pretty or handsome. I don't want to play as 500-pound blue-haired land whales, and I'm sure that most men out there don't want to play as like 450-pound balding men. They want to play as cool guys the same way women want to play as cool girls. But Marvel Rivals has upset so many people since its release because they highlight sexuality. They put that on display. They put characters in very tight suits. They have characters with very, very nice body proportions. And I think that if you are offended by this content, you really and truly have been brainwashed, and you might need to take a step back from social media because we are talking about fictional characters in a fictional world doing fictional things. And there are women who do look like Black Cat. There are women who do have very small waists and big breasts, and that shouldn't be a problem. But apparently, to these people, man, this is a reason to freak out. Angelic said they literally are creating and supporting porn addicted men that will not think of women as people and will push unrealistic, harmful stereotypes onto them. No, Venom's shaking ass is not the same, and that doesn't make this game any better, by the way. Pretty rich that they are saying, oh, it's okay when the male characters are objectified, but it's not okay when the female ones are. This is a big issue on social media, and I had posted this image when I made my post about this topic. Feminists, they're raging at the Stellar Blade saying we're going to report this game, and then it's shirtless Leon and it's feminist wee goon. I personally am for true equality. I think it's fine to goon to men. I think it's fine to goon to women. I think it's perfectly fine if you find a fictional character attractive, but oh man, it's not okay that you find Black Cat to be sexy. I personally don't think that this is supporting porn addicted men or porn addiction. I think that it is simply highlighting characters that most people are going to be drawn to, because at the end of the day, sexy does sell. If I'm in the market for a bikini or lingerie or an evening cocktail dress, I'm not gonna wanna see a 250 to 300-pound woman squeezed into a dress like a can of freaking sardines. Okay, I'm not going to want to see a ugly woman highlighting a bikini when her fat belly hangs over the bottoms. No, I want to see a Pamela Anderson in her prime. I want to see a Sydney Sweeney in her prime. I want to see good-looking women. And it's just that simple. Sexy sells, and it's very good for marketing material, and that's not a bad thing. That doesn't mean that the developers support objectification of like real world women and that, like, oh my gosh, they just view women as objects. Newsflash, fictional characters are objects, so it's fine to objectify them. Rivals is never beating the Gooner game allegations. Black Cat is sexy. There's nothing wrong with that. We all know she's sexy. She doesn't need to contort her body in an unnatural way, so her ass and tits are both prominent to be sexy. All she's doing is bending over. If you think that this is like insane, you are brain dead. It's just that simple. Do you know the way a cat stands? These people are such tourists because, first of all, Black Cat has been sexualized for decades, but also they've clearly never played the Arkhamverse games because, oh man, if this is offending them. By the way, a pose that women will do in the gym when they are trying to like work out their arms. But we're going to put that fact aside because these people don't know what a set of weights is or what a gym is because they hide behind avatars online and then complain about sexy women and men actually wanting attractive characters. That's a red flag. Catwoman in the Arkhamverse games. Whoo! Boy, oh boy, she was hanging from ceilings and she was like sprawled out on the ground, prowling around with her ass up. These people would flip a lid. And of course, they're getting called out for these awful takes, showing off artworks of Black Cat. Beautiful, amazing, fantastic artworks. This one is from J. Scott Campbell, who also had done the very infamous MJ arts that really triggered a few snowflakes on social media because, oh my gosh, guys, it's so inappropriate that she, I don't know, is showing cleavage and she looks very beautiful and she actually looks like MJ. I absolutely love this art of Black Cat. Here is another that looks really great. This one is also very cool. Just a good looking character all around. And this shouldn't be some massive problem, right? These people should not, in theory, be offended by this, but they always are looking to be upset by posts on social media. They're looking for a little bit of interaction and they're getting called out. Sexualizing females, wrong. Sexualizing males, right. More slutty male skins, please, netties. Tons of upvotes, over 2,000 of them over on Reddit. And, you know, Marvel Rivals has had some problems over the past couple of months with player counts. The all-time peak 15 months ago was 644,000, and it's definitely gotten lower than that, right? It's right under 100,000 on Steam right now. So it has seen a pretty significant drop, but it is still doing good. I do think, though, that, yeah, I mean, they need to create new maps. They have been putting out regular heroes, which is good, but I do think that they need to do more to revive their player base, and sexuality isn't going to be what is going to sell a game and keep people around. Look at what happened with the first Ascendant, but clearly Marvel Rivals has more going for it than just, ooh, Gooner bait. I think that this game is really good. I just think that they need to do a better job with updating it, though. At the end of the day, these people are looking like clowns, and you love to see it. There are legitimate things you could criticize about this game, is a point I'm trying to make, but they never do. My usual response to these people, I don't give a bloody F what you think. These people aren't comic fans, or else they would know Black Cat has been busty even in the comics. Marvel Rivals' job was easy because of it. Unrealistic, harmful stereotypes. It's called putting the fork down and exercising. Female plus ugly equals question marks. Video game devs. Female plus ugly equals flop. Video game devs, and then it's them being sad. Every time I read about a feminist being mad about beautiful women in media, I wonder how many romance novels are on her shelf at home. And yeah, I personally don't like to shame people based on the entertainment they consume. If you really want to sit at home and read smut all the time and Milking Glory Farm or whatever it's called, or 50 Shades of Grey's on your shelf, you're allowed to do that. 100%. But also, you're taking to social media and then you're complaining about women being objectified, which is so freaking rich. You guys are hypocrites and you're going to be called out for it at every opportunity possible. So yeah, this is not a new situation. These types of people are always freaking out online about pretty women in video games. They never complain about sexy, hunky men in video games, which is rich. But I will continue to cover topics like this because It is just so funny to see them get absolutely dunked on. Though that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.